Okay. Good morning, friends, and welcome to one of the very beautiful places in Assam. It's the Pobitara Wildlife Sanctuary. So we are here at a resort, the Arya Eco Resort, here in Pobitara. And today morning, uh, I'd like to introduce you to one of our very special guests who's here with us today, Dr. Jain Mahajan.
Hi, good
He's
morning.
an associate professor in the Christ College in Pune. And the reason I want you to specially introduce you to Dr. Mahajan is that he has done a tremendous, job of trying to uh, promote the concept of how we can change ourselves before the climate changes. So the topic of your entire, the cause for which you are traveling now is change before the climate change, right?
Correct.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Dr. Mahajan, the specialty of Dr. Mahajan's travels to this part of the country is that he has started his journey from the state of Gujarat, from the zero point. It's called the zero point where
India,
India
Pakistan.
Pakistan meets at the border, and from there he has traveled all the way down from Gujarat to the western coast through Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, then back to Tamil Nadu,
Andhra,
Andhra,
Odisha.
Orissa, West Bengal, to the Sundarbans, and then he has entered Northeast. And in Northeast, he's traveled across all the 7 states. And now he's spending some time with us. We are lucky to have him here at
Pleasure.
Guwahati. So he stayed with us in Guwahati, and now he's here at Pobitara. So for me, it's an honor to have you here with
Thank
us.
you.
And through this, I think we should you know tell our viewers of what is the cause for which you're traveling, why you're doing this, and out of how you have taken out time to do this for that's very important. And and then we'll discuss how we can what are the things that we can do, what are the things that we can implement in our lives, so that we the whole big problem, as I might say, if I may say, of climate change uh, can be addressed, or uh, how we can, for our own good, what changes we can bring for the topic of climate change. So over
Right.
to you.
So, the cause for which I'm cycling is change before climate change. This tagline actually was coined by a friend of mine, Rupesh, who conducted a similar journey
Hmm.
about 2 years back
Okay.
from Delhi to Madurai and back, and handed over the baton to me. So it's kind of a relay, I take the torch and run with it.
Hmm.
And I hope to find someone when I conclude my journey to take up the same. So we are a group of cyclists who are doing this. So it's
Okay.
kind of a movement we're building, running, cycling for the same cause.
Hmm.
Uh, this is inspired from two of the Mahatma Gandhi's quotes.
Hmm.
One is "Be the change." So the climate is changing, unfortunately for bad. It's becoming from bad to worst every year. We know the temperature rising, rain patterns becoming more erratic.
Hmm.
This year, the rainfall has been very low across Northeast. In fact, I was told not to go in Northeast
Yes.
during rainy season, but I had no problems because there's no rain. so,
Unfortunate,
um,
but yeah, true.
yes, right, that's true. Climate is changing, and it's becoming worst every
Hmm.
year,
Hmm.
and that's going to impact us. It's already started impacting all of us, the health, the economy, everything.
Correct.
So to mitigate this impact, negative impact, it's important that we change. We as human being, we change our habits and adopt to more sustainable lifestyle
Hmm.
and stay more in tune with nature so that we can stop this issue.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. So be
If
the
I may
change.
just
Yeah,
interrupt you, something
yeah,
for the viewers,
yeah,
I think I might have missed out mentioning that Dr. Mahajan has cycled his way through.
yeah.
He's done all of this solo on a cycle from Gujarat to Kerala, back to Sundarban, and entire
Yes,
northeast,
yes,
even
yeah.
up to Arunachal, the heights of Himalayas in
Zimitang, yeah,
Arunachal, Jimitang, Bumla
Tawang,
Pass,
yes,
Tawang,
yes.
all of these places on cycle. So that something amazing. So yeah,
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean, I must confess you. So, the entire Northeast, it's a little difficult to cycle across, all the terrains of Northeast. So there
Correct.
have been occasions where there will be landslides or the terrains are really
Absolutely.
extremely tough. So then that's where I kind of take help of forces.
Yeah.
The other convoys moving, and so they help me out
Mhm.
with their vehicles. So especially if there are really muddy roads because of landslides, then your cycle is stuck and there's no way you can cycle.
Mm.
So there have been terrains where I had to take help of army, CRPF, and they really have been very helpful.
Great.
So, but yes, most of this about 80, 75, 80% of my journey has been on bicycle. And
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing. Amazing.
so and the whole idea is, as I said, I'm trying to be the change. So
Correct.
instead of saying that the government should do this, you should do that, the corporates should do this, let me start with myself
Mhm.
in whatever little way I can. So this entire 1 year journey is on a bicycle with only 4 bags, with the bare necessities, just four t-shirts, two trousers, shoes, one pair of sandal, some medical, uh, some medicines, a puncture kit, raincoat, and few things, electronic gadgets which I need.
Great. So
So
you mentioned that 1 year, right?
yes,
You've
yeah.
been traveling for 1 year.
I have been traveling for the last 9 months. It was a original 1 year plan,
Okay.
but I think I'll take about 6 to 7 months more.
All
So
right.
yeah,
So that's an amazing thing that you did. You're traveling for one whole year on a cycle
yes,
across all the different parts of India,
yes.
right? Along the coast. But yes, I'm sure you must have gone into the inner mainlands a little bit
Yes,
also.
I
And
did little bit. In fact, I prefer as much as possible going to the remote areas, and cities. I come only when it is necessary.
mm,
And necessary in the sense like the kind of people I would like to meet and give this message.
correct.
They are in the cities. I have to
Yeah,
visit
main
schools,
decision makers will
colleges,
be there in
right?
the cities.
So
Yes,
that's the
correct.
only reason I come to the cities, or else I stick to the remote locations.
Wow. So if I may ask, what are the experiences you have encountered? I think the list would go on and on and on, and the talk
Oh,
would be
yes.
endless, right? So, some of the things that we have shared, you have shared with us, in the last 2 days that I've been with you, we have shared a lot of good practices, and some of the things that, for the viewers that, if I may say, there are a lot of things that Dr. Mahajan has encountered, a lot of good practices about waste management. There are a lot of practices about how to maintain your, compound, the trees around you, and a lot of things which I've learned from him. And there are many things that some changes we are trying to do a lot of things here in the resort as well. So a lot of things that you've said would really help me as well. And I assure you from my side that we'll put in a lot of effort to do all
Thank
of
you.
those things that we discussed. So and you're saying that this is going to continue for around 6
Seven,
more months,
six
six
to
seven
seven
months.
more months, yes.
Okay, great. So where are you planning to go from here, from Assam?
So from northeast, I intend to go to Sikkim. From there, exit into Bihar, UP, further up to Uttarakhand, Himachal, Ladakh, Kashmir. Then start descending back into the western part of the country. That's in Punjab, via Pakistan, India-Pakistan border again,
Hmm.
Rajasthan, and conclude my journey at the same point in a village called as Nadabet, which is a 0 point where India-Pakistan border starts.
Okay.
Swigam, Nadabet, Kutch, run of Kutch. So that's where I intend to conclude.
Okay, great. So I think one thing about your journey is that it's going to make a lot of people jealous, especially people who are there in the corporate world who don't get time off. It's going to make a lot of people jealous. But yeah, and apart from that, I'm on a serious note, it's going to inspire a lot of people to make some
Yes.
changes, or rather to be the change, as the term is coined. So now, uh, going forward, after you complete your stint, the first round, so are you planning for more rounds after this?
Yes. So then I want to explore the central part of India,
Okay.
which I don't intend to do it in the first phase because earlier I had plans, but now for this first phase of all the borders itself is taking a long time,
Hmm.
more than
I
the.
know. I know.
So the second phase is going to be the central part of India, and then hopefully it's a wish list. Maybe do Mumbai, London, or something like that. So
Oh wow.
go international. So that's about 6,000 kilometers. So it's not much, in fact, because this journey is about 20,000 kilometers. So if I can do this,
Yeah. So
six,
that would be
seven,
like
eight, nine,
a
ten
piece of
thousand,
cake for you.
yeah. In terms of distance, it
Yeah.
won't be much. Of course, it'll have different challenges because you're moving across borders. But there are people doing it, so yeah, I think it's possible.
And we have talked about it, and we have done some few sessions yesterday as well. So you've taken several sessions with students with the forces, different places in different schools, colleges, right? So, how has been your experience with that? What is the feedback that you've got? And
There are multiple different dimensions to this. In the sense, depends on what kind of audience I'm speaking to. By and large, what I've found is there's very little awareness level
Mhm,
about climate change itself, which, to my own surprise, in fact,
mhm,
I thought people are aware, but they're complacent.
mhm.
But I find that, especially when you go to remote areas, because there everything in terms of the climate is quite nice,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of attraction towards what's happening in the city.
Mhm,
So they have no clue what climate change is and how negatively it is impacting them.
mhm, mhm.
So it's very important that we work a lot on raising that awareness and encourage these students in the village to respect what they have, to appreciate what they have, instead of start running towards city, uh, to the whole temporary glitter of the city.
Correct.
Whereas when I interact with the students in the city, they are aware, but they're kind of stuck in the system because
Correct.
they don't know how to deal with it.
Mhm,
Because though I know what the activities which I do, the services which I consume, the products which I buy, they are harmful to the climate, but then I don't know how else to live.
mhm,
So they are stuck. So there's awareness, but there's confusion. What do I do now? Or in most of the cases, there's even a lot of complacency.
mhm.
It's not. It's like there's a somebody, nobody, and everybody story.
Correct.
Everybody knows there's a problem.
But nobody wants to
So
take it up.
they all think somebody will do it, but nobody does it.
So they
So
people are basically afraid to be the change. Is that what you're saying?
yes, absolutely. They're afraid to be the change, and that's where I think a journey like this comes in, and I'm trying to bring in that message that be the change. Change
Great.
before the climate changes.
Great. I think that's a wonderful job that you're doing right now, and uh, I'm sure a lot of people, including me, are very inspired
Thank
by
you.
what you've been doing. So how have been your experience in the Northeast?
Northeast has been beautiful. In fact, I must confess this. Before I entered Northeast, I only knew about this place through media articles, and there are a lot of misconceptions.
Hmm.
Because, like sitting in Mumbai, anybody coming from Meghalaya, Tripura, Assam, Arunachal, Nagaland is they're the same. Northeast ka banda hai or Northeast
Hmm.
ki bandi hai,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
way. But having come here, I've learned, I've started appreciating the diversity, the complexity, its richness, and the beauty of the landscape and the people. It is really very beautiful. In fact, I was advised not to go to many places in Northeast, which includes Manipur because of the conflict, of course,
Hmm.
and many other remote locations in Mizoram and Nagaland.
Correct.
Despite that, I ventured into it, and I'm really happy I went there
Hmm.
because it's completely opposite to what I was told, what I read, and what I had thought.
Hmm.
My own
Hmm.
personal biases. So, like for example, when I was in Mizoram, I went to the remotest part of the Mizoram, which are not really tourist destinations,
Hmm.
and the way the villagers really treated me. I was actually welcomed into the house, and despite of they speaking only Mizo and me speaking Hindi and English,
Hmm.
because we connected at, the spirit was at that level. Language was never a problem.
Right. Right.
So that is something which I learned. When
Hmm.
you connect with people, language is not really a barrier.
Absolutely.
So I had
Absolutely.
no problems in Mizoram. In fact, there are some other parts of the country where we spoke the same language, but I had issues. So
I
it
know.
is not the language; it's always at a human to human level. How do you connect? So I have
Absolutely.
had multiple of those kind of experiences across Northeast,
Hmm.
in Nagaland, in Assam, in actually Assam, Tripura, West Bengal. I find it very similar culture.
And
So I love, I mean, the kind of support I've received. So yeah, no, I went to Zimithang, for example. The way I spend my time in monastery with all the lamas, and I mean, I have so many wonderful things to talk about
I know. I
after
know.
this. In fact, my original journey in Northeast was planned only for 1.5 months,
Okay.
but it's almost now 4 months I'm here, and there's still so much left unexplored, which I
Yeah,
want
this
to.
is. I think this is the magic of Northeast. People who come here once, I'm sure they return back. So they
Yes.
come back at least for a visit, for some work, but they do come back. So this is what we have experienced always. So I think that's been really great. And how do you like Pobitara Wildlife Sanctuary and the
Pobitara
resort?
is one stop place for so many different experiences. So when you said, we're going to Pobitara, I was not really very sure what to expect. But what I've learned just in past 2 days, it has been like a power packed
Absolutely.
um, repository of experiences and knowledge in different domains, starting with wildlife, to politics, to social dynamics, to tantra,
Yes, absolutely.
voodoo, magic, history, Mahabharata. I mean, you just name the dimension, and it is there in this place.
And you had your little moments with the king of Mayong as well.
Exactly, that's where the history and Mahabharata comes in.
Yes.
So meeting the
So,
king, who is a descendant of Ghatotkacha, who had a very important role to play in Mahabharata, Bhima's son,
yeah.
Pandava. So yeah,
So,
this has been a very amazing experience,
correct.
very enriching experience, coming to Pobitara and spending some time in this Mayong
Yeah. So this,
village.
so Pobitara is like a very one of the youngest brothers of Kaziranga, kind of, if I can
Ah,
say it that way, because uh, Kaziranga is the main focus when it comes to tourism for Assam and Northeast. In fact, a lot of places. So Kaziranga, Kamaikha, two of the major places of tourist destinations in Assam. Apart from there are a lot more tourist destinations, and Povitara is one of them. And we are trying to promote this location as much as possible, because there are so many things here that you can share, just like you mentioned. So you've got, even in wildlife, there are 22 different kinds of mammals, there are 375 different species of birds, then there are reptiles, there are amphibians, there are fishes. So all these things are there in one small sanctuary. And this is also famous for being the having the highest density of 100 rhinoceros in the world. So uh, as soon as the migratory birds come in, Pavitra changes the whole landscape changes.
so what's the season when the migratory birds come in here?
They will start coming in now, which is it's October.
Okay.
It's almost the end of October now. So they start coming in, and will be here till the weather warms up a bit, towards, say, end of March, April. So till that time we'll have these birds coming in different batches. So very soon we'll have tourists flocking in here with big cameras, lenses, and all the photographers coming in. So we are just because this time the weather, as your the cause that you're coming in for, the climate change, the climate has changed.
Absolutely, yes.
The And it's high time we all start taking some action from
Right.
our own ends, for being the change. So that has to be done very soon, and very in a very drastic manner, because otherwise the whole uh, scenario would change, you know
Absolutely. Even a place like Bobitara, where you have so many migratory birds coming in and so much of diverse wildlife, biodiversity, it'll start getting impacted if the climate starts changing. And then
right.
all this probably will stop at a point.
Yeah, so something that we're like, which is very dangerous thing to happen. So we don't want that to happen. So, like your cause, I think through this video, I hope the viewers will understand the importance of what Dr. Mahajan is doing, and again, have the courage to be the change. Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Mahajan. It's been nice talking to you,
Thank you very much. It was a
and
pleasure. And
an
thank you.
invitation to you to come back again to
Sure.
Assam, Pobitara, and explore this place once again. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. Right.